Hello YouTube, this is Civil Some Bits back at it again with another Arcanium run. Gonna go ahead and jump right into it and figure out where we end up. Okay. So we have Celeste, who we haven't been able to play yet on camera. Really excited about that because I feel like, in my opinion, she's one of the top 3 best characters in the game. I'm also seeing that we have a lot of lifesteal. We rolled Bjorn with Final Cut again. Celeste has the ability to deal damage and then lifesteal in an area, meaning that you'll hit the whole team if she's in the center. Which is kind of like an AoE heal with other implications, right? So you can build damage on her or crit with this, and normally you can't crit with a heal. You would have to stack spirit or get ward on your allies. A ward can't be applied in an area, and it's very rare. And spirit, while you can easily get it on Celeste, in fact, she's I would say she's pretty much the exclusive place to go to for spirit. But obviously, there's relics that allow you to get it too, and I believe one item as well. But chastise is very interesting. And so what I'm seeing here is that we actually have a very aggro team, especially with Tara. We've got aim shot for destroy shield. That's actually going to be very useful. Tara herself was also reworked in this last update. So what her passive instead does now is it used to be that she would just draw a card whenever you would destroy an enemy. Which, since she was a DOT character, you could sometimes utilize, but it also made you not want to necessarily take 5 draw. And it was good, especially for deck cycle, but it wasn't like fantastic, especially in the early game. You never really got to use it because you would have 3 AP anyway, so you would have to set up to kill on the first AP that you use. It was just a little bit finicky. But now she'll draw 1 card, gain 1 AP whenever she destroys an enemy or plays her ultimate, which is actually like insanely good. It's still a little bit awkward in the early game. It does allow you to have a couple of power turns. It's a little bit unreliable, but it's nowhere near as like hit or miss as it was in the last patch, right? And you can build into it, get quite degenerate, which is always fun. And obviously, like certain setups, certain ultimates prefer this a lot more than others. But yeah, it's just, but no doubt it's better. All right. So another thing about Celeste, she is more of an offensive support, kinda. Like you could say, okay, Lazar is technically labeled as a support. He's also like pretty offensive. Celeste's passive is that she gains a stack of faith whenever she plays a card on an enemy, up to 5. And what faith does is at the start of the turn, similar to how Angorn will put regeneration on the ally with the most damage, Celeste will put 2 shield on that ally per faith, and then she'll lose 1 faith, which in my opinion is much better. Much better. Shielding damage is much easier than healing damage, even if you have like a dedicated healer, and she does have heals. Enemies can't dispel shield, and it's also important to note that in order for you to use healing, you have to take damage in order to use healing, which seems like it's a no-brainer, but it's a mentality that you generally don't want to have, and you should have healing as a means of mitigating mistakes. And of course, there are times where damage is unavoidable. And if you run into a situation where you cannot avoid damage, yes, theoretically, you could stall out a fight and just heal up to full every single fight, especially since you have Celeste. But, okay, at what point is the win more important than taking like 1 hour per fight just to make sure that everybody has full health? It's absolutely unnecessary. And the other point is that the main reason why you have to heal is because you didn't just kill the enemy in the first place. I'm not an advocator for like all damage, but damage and shielding will solve your problem that you don't necessarily have to heal. And I don't know. Potentially I don't know what I'm talking about, but I also all random and get by just fine. So when people say stuff like you need cleanse in order to beat the game, you need immune, you need toughness, you can't solve these problems, I don't understand it one bit. Now, where do we want to take this team? We have like the only shielding that we have is Celeste and her passive. So I feel like Anador might be a little yikes. And Scorched Lands. Scorched Lands would allow us to pop off because if we could get a good attack card on Tara, we'd be doing pretty good. But again, looking at our primary damage is red and green, technically. Tara doesn't really, like her DOT is green, stuff like that. So we don't really want to go into Scorched Lands. It's going to take forever, and like I just said, if you can't kill enemies, you're going to take damage. And I would prefer not to take a lot of damage. Anador plus 10 health could be pretty good. We do have a lot of red damage, so we'd be able to get by just fine in Anador. There's some good artifacts that Celeste wants, that Tara wants here. We could end up going into a poison build that Bjorn wants if we get the resilience on hit. Trunk splitter, be pretty good. Otherwise, Uzir is an honestly easy pick for us. The only problem with Uzir is that Celeste is pretty much the shock support, and we'd like to be able to get some value out of our shock, but at the same time, like, you'll get value out of your shock regardless of whether or not enemies resist it. It's really insanely good. But I think the best move is to go to Anador. But I think I might start Uzir. Simply because I value that gold a lot too. We should probably go Anador. We'll go Anador. Why not? We have a relic shop right away, which is pretty good. Upgrade to abilities, pretty good. A minion, I don't sleep on it. Then explore 10 tiles for 200 gold. Honestly, that I'm not about. That is... That's much better. Okay, all these upgrades, especially in the zone where we want to be, is very good because we're pretty much going to get these anyways. And 5 upgrades, even if it's on stuff like, say, Axe Cut or Reckless Blow, like your starter cards, this adds up to a lot of value across the game. Okay. Well, I think the first thing we actually want is to get access to this forge. Okay, it's behind a defense elite battle. We'll see how we feel here. I'm a little spooked because of the fact that this should be fine. A little spooked because of the fact that, again, we really don't have shield. Like, Tara can't shield herself. And so what I'm hoping is that she's actually going to take some damage. And then Celeste's passive will just take care of all that. But it doesn't look like that's going to be today. We're just going to plant this 2 shock here and then just do an absurd amount of damage. We'll actually just space race this, I think. You need to use sniper shot. 4, 6, 8. Yeah, we'll do that. Then, I think we'll actually do this. Can't say I'm happy about the AoE, but 4 damage on Bjorn isn't a big deal. What I'll do is something like this. Keep that faith up. Because that faith is going to help block this poison that we're about to get. Pick that up and just bop this guy. Yep. This is pretty textbook. I mean, it's also just a common fight, so you would hope so. Now, Celeste is going to... I think this is how I want to do this. Actually, that's not how I wanted to do this. We're going to just cheese that. The reason why I didn't want to hit him is because... Oh, we deal 6, so actually we're fine. I wanted to be able to AoE everybody there. Done. Poison doesn't matter. Yep, pretty good. Oh, jeez. An early massacre. Like, this is early enough that we could actually, like, roll into it. The problem is that... I mean, there's some multi-strike here that we'd be able to utilize that. We have Celeste. I think that we could do this. But I think Celeste being more reliable. Apply 2 shock is obviously just Celeste's starter, but better. Instead of 1 shock, you're now applying 2. Moonray, that 1 extra faith actually goes a long way, especially if you're spending a lot of AP shielding allies. Because then you're not really building up your faith itself, and it is hard to keep it, like, up, right? Hard to keep stacks up when you're not actively, like, putting shock on enemies or using... She has, like, a 1 cost 4 ranged, which is very strong. Don't understand why she has that, but whatever. Yeah, both of these are very good. I think that we honestly... We take Bottled Lightning, because especially when this gets upgraded, the difference between 2 and 3 shock is a lot more than 50%. I'll tell you that. Put that in, and then let's just go ahead. I'm not really looking to... Well, maybe we get rid of a Light Flash instead, and keep some smites. Keep that in mind, but for right now, that's fine. I'm seriously debating just taking this Defense Elite battle. It unlocks so much for us. If something terrible does happen, we always do have the capital, but we've got so much sustain. Okay, this is a little bit of a problem because of the 3 poison in an area, but we only have to survive for, what is it, 4 turns? So we're only going to get hit with this like once, technically. So we only got to block it like a couple of times. If they start with acid spit, that's going to be a little bit annoying. And root doesn't necessarily matter to us. Yeah, this is going to hurt, but it's not going to be bad. Not going to be bad at all. Okay. That's a bit annoying. What we're going to do. It's your AP to do that. And she doesn't have a form of healing. You honestly just need to... let's do this. Shock out there. That. If this guy's going to poison in an AoE, if we could theoretically kill him, it's going to be a bit rough. Then, oh, did they actually change how those are displayed? Oh, that's nice. Because we were looking at the bestiary, right? And it showed that the AoE poison was in 2 turns. Before this update, it would say that, and then you would come in here, and due to the difficulty, they need 1 less fury. But that was actually showing up to date in the bestiary, which is very nice. I did not notice that. I guess we're just going aggro on this man now. We actually could kill this person. I can take this damage on Celeste, that's fine. Go ahead, we'll do this. This is going to be 5 poison. Let's just keep that for next turn. Yeah, we've pretty much done this. That's a dead enemy, which gave us 2 AP. And it's situations like that where Tara can really pop off. And beforehand, she had a very rough early game, but especially with aim shot like that, at this point in the game, you've got elites with like 48 health. It's very easy in 2 turns to deal like 28 damage. And then she just kills 1 enemy and basically gets a free mini turn. And you can set it up where she'll just pretty much clean the whole area. I always felt like Tara was actually like pretty good in the early game. The fact is that she needed somebody who could protect her. Kind of like how Bjorn wants somebody who can block most of the damage he takes. Angorn wants somebody who can block most of the damage that they take so that his regen can kick in and do everything else. Like, a lot of characters are dependent on having like a good shielder on the team. And I feel like that's why, I mean, shielding is so good, especially in the early game, because it allows you to mitigate the damage. But she pretty much just had to face race the same lane. She had 2 2-cost cards. No, she doesn't have 2 2-cost cards. I'm thinking of Aurora. So she actually is quite usable. And she does considerable damage. She doesn't do as much damage as, well, Bjorn, but he's sacrificing his life. And she doesn't do as much damage as Lady, but you can't blame a character for not doing as much damage as Lady, because Lady's just built different, right? Otherwise, like, Now? I don't know. She's pretty damn good. Let's just go ahead and add some damage into here. Technically, Obsidian would have been more damage, but I'm hoping for some more poison next turn to actually get that to a considerable amount. Stuff. That's not worth using that. All right. Tara can take 4. Let's just help him out. That's it. I think Anador used to be one of the hardest locations. Do we actually want Cloth Shoulders? Or do we want Holy Chalice? If we grabbed Massacre, Holy Chalice would have been amazing, but I think this is what we do. We grab Cloth Shoulders. Wild Swing is actually pretty damn good damage. Bjorn, another lifesteal? Maybe. It's going to be hard for him to actually get Flame Lash to go off since we have no other purples. And currently his only purple is Axe Cut, which is a lifesteal. But, so that's a 2 plus 2 is 4. It's going to be very hard for him to use that. So I'm debating between Wild Swing here and Blood Armor. Blood Armor is good value. It'll help keep him alive long enough for a lifesteal to pop off. Yeah, I think we need to go Blood Armor. Upgrades to 16 too, that's pretty good. Otherwise, like, 6 damage in area for 2 AP is disgusting. Don't disrespect it. But our relics are... It's early enough to grab Noxious Sensor, but our build hasn't really gone anywhere. I think that Wooden Targon might be the move here, simply because Force Shield at the start of the turn, it'll help Tara. It'll honestly help anybody, and we can always put this on whoever needs it. Wait, how is Powder Keg a common? Oh my good lord, that's so good. I think we honestly might take Powder Keg. How is that 3 damage in an AoE? When Scaros Chakram is 6 to the lowest health enemy. I mean, face racing is important, but god damn. Yeah, I honestly do really want that. But right now, what I'm looking at is, what do I need to get to be healthy for this shard battle? And I honestly might even take it, like, super early. I want at least 1 level. This Oracle will help, so let's go here. That Shrine's going to help, that card pile's going to help. And we forgot to equip. God, I'm bad at this game. Okay. what I'm thinking. Mine's pretty good here. See, this damage is a little bit unavoidable. What we can do, though, is taunt this man. Yeah, he's going to take a little bit of damage, but that's perfectly fine, honestly. Just bopping. Gonna take 5. Not much that we can do about that, especially when we forget to actually, like, equip a defensive relic on you. I keep calling them relics, god damn. This is still pretty much textbook. So long as I don't get a piece. Okay. That's so bad for us, actually. Whatever, whatever. Okay, yeah, we got a setup here. Wait, spirit doesn't affect that? Bullshit. Now I definitely feel like that was the wrong move. Not willing to lose 4 health for 6 damage. My question, okay, so you're actually going to die to the shock. Does this count as your kill? No, it doesn't, because you have resistance. I am a fool. I guess I'm getting a little bit of health here. Here we go. Both of these are actually pretty good. I would definitely love to have Ice Barrier, except again, like, how are we going to guarantee that someone else is going to play a blue card? The easiest combo for us to complete right now is red. I think I just take heal. Otherwise, Shatterwood Arrow, obviously very good. Good early game damage. This is literally better than an Obsidian Arrow. In fact, you know what? I think we do take this. Give me my Light Shrine. Oh my good lord. I think we absolutely take cleansing here. There's no reason not to. Especially after our last run, right? Really needs cards. I'm honestly thinking maybe Bjorn. But if Tara can get enough to go up to 12 for the ulti plus, that'd be pretty good for us right now, especially this early in the game. Okay, game, I understand. This is literally better than sniper shot. Get rid of that, and we're at 12. We'll keep the obsidian arrow for now. Mainly because it's an arrow, and now we have venomous darts, so that obviously goes up in some value. Now I'm looking here. What I would like to do is maybe get access to this card pile in ulti plus Bjorn. I think Bjorn needs some better cards. Again, his early game is pretty rocky. Go here. 1, 2, 3. We'd still be at threat 9. Sounds good. Except there's an elite there, so we're not going to get the card pile. Alright. Alright, game. Maybe we grab that outpost instead. It's very hard for those to be worth 1 threat, but I think we can manage it. Oof. Ordering. Did I misread that? Oh, vulnerable affects this card twice. Thought it applied vulnerable. I was thinking of the wrong arrow. We probably won't be able to use that, but like I said, it's an arrow, so it's better than sniper shot. So we're perfectly fine with that. Okay. Kind of cheeky. You are not allowed. I now realize that I didn't grab any shielding on Celeste, but that's fine. We should be able to heal up this damage and top her off next turn. Even if I play this card, I won't be able to use Bjorn's final cut next turn, so I'm not too concerned about it. Here we go. I'm gonna wait a turn now, for obvious reasons. I feel like you did not have shield. Yeah, Tara putting in some serious work here. He's wounded, which is pretty feels bad, man, but there's not really much you can do about that. Let's get some spirit on this. But yeah, that doesn't work, which is weird. Or did it? It didn't. Okay. Could have swore that worked. Oh my lord. Unfortunately, Cauterize definitely loses a lot of value because we don't really have the need for cleanse anymore, but it's still a retained 6 shield, which is pretty good on Tara. But she also has Leechwood Arrow. I think Spiritual Halo is the go-to here. If we end up going Poison build on Tara because we get offered the correct heirloom, then let me see, I should be able to look it up. I always say this and then I'm usually never not able to. Okay. The Warden Hood. This one shield per poison you apply is affected by Spirit. So if we can do Spirit in an AoE with Spiritual Halo, for 3 Spirit, that means that every time she applies poison, she's going to gain 4 shielding. And then at that point, we can almost ignore having to shield Tara, except when things get really dicey. And instead we're worrying about, okay, do we need to shield Bjorn? Do we need to shield Celeste? And then of course Celeste's passive, the less that we're shielding allies, like I said before, she's gaining faith, which then turns into free shield on whomever theoretically needs it most. And so then we can go all in on this, like, shock shenanigans deal. I definitely think we take this. Rippling Force, again, like, it's better than Shinzo's Sacred Bulwark. It's really good, and especially on Celeste, like, it's a card that you play on an enemy. Anytime that you're being aggressive with Celeste, it's honestly not that bad, because you gain a lot more value than what is on the card. It's almost like... it's like banking Lady's blue passive. And like I said, Lady's built different, so anytime you can make yourself close to Lady, it's generally a good idea. Who needs AP? Honestly, I think it's Celeste. There is an argument to make about Bjorn, because if he draws 2 of his life leeches, which currently his sustain is the biggest problem, if he draws 2 of his life leeches, he can't do anything. And on top of that, if it allows him to, like, you know, shift lanes, have a little bit more mobility. Also, it allows him to get his ult in 3 turns instead of 4 turns. So I think of all these people, Bjorn actually wants this the most. Otherwise, I was seriously debating Celeste, because if she does have to shield for these guys so that they can go, like, full ham, right? Then that would allow her to shield twice, which would add 9 shield and 10 shield because she has the cloth shoulders, which is honestly quite ridiculous for a turn. If you also consider the fact that she has her her ults going, or her passive, it also allows her to get to her ults in, well, it'd still be the same amount of turns, honestly. So that wouldn't really be the consideration. Allows her to cast Spiritual Halo a lot easier, because we just added another 2 cost with that. But Bjorn needs the help. Now the question is here, is that we only really get to do one thing. Is it the minion outpost, or is it the oracle? We don't really have any... Speaking of artifacts, let's actually equip one, huh? Who? Actually, let's put that on you. You're having the most problems. I really wish that we could have an item at this point, but it doesn't look like that's in the cards. The outpost could be a big get. There's tons of good low rarity minions. But otherwise, upgrading a card of our choice, we just got Spiritual. How do you upgrade? Quite significantly. Might be Venomous Dart. Could be Bottled Lightning or Spiritual Halo. In fact, I usually don't do this, but we might just do the 2 random upgrades here. Or hold up, is there an ability we're not using? Technically, Heartseeker Arrow could go up to a purple. Like it's good for us, but it's like the weirdest card in our deck right now, because we're really not gonna get vulnerable. Then it'd be a purple red. Yeah, that could be significant. I think we do that. Okay. Now we're starting to get somewhere here. Aerial shot is significant, especially if we can upgrade that. Now, I was debating if we need to heal before the shard battle. We honestly should, just to be safe. And of course, there's a trainer up there. Thick Skull cannot be affected by minor debuffs, which means that we lose access to poison and shock. For an Oracle? Man, that's significant. We could definitely use that after a fight like this. How confident are we in dealing damage without... Well, I mean, we could shock the side minions and still use that on him, but he's also resistant. So we're really only losing poison. Huh. And if we're really only losing poison, like that's a significant amount of damage, especially now that we have our setup, but we could use poison to kill the side minions. I think we have this. Excuse me, I just healed? Correct? Okay, this is a little rough. Bjorn wants to get hit by this though, so this is good. Actually, in fact, it's really good. Oh, we can't hit you with this. You have, thought we gave you Thick Skull? Did I seriously just... Son of a bitch. Bad 'cause bad. Bad 'cause bad. In fact, you know what? I'm feeling especially cheeky. You really... In hindsight, Massacre would have been really sick right now. And then we don't get a taunt. Son of a bitch. Okay. Feel pretty good though. Get those in there. Should really learn to shock first. And honestly, just do that. That's hilarious. Pretty much just a plain and simple face race. We're doing good. Got toughness on the turn that counts. Celeste passive also coming in very clutch. Efficient about how we do this. Let's go. This enemy's almost dead. Block some of that. To be fair though, we had what, 3 turns of poison, the shock. This would have lasted another couple of turns had we had the thick skull, but it's looking so good. We were fine. We can't even get a heal out, so let's not even bother. None of these are what I want. However, Priestess Tunic, Astral Staff, very good. Wind Splitter is bugged, it doesn't work, so... Well, it's very irregular, so I would rather have something that actually works. One shock whenever we play a card on an enemy is... It's in the same premise of Priestess Tunic, but Priestess Tunic, if we can get it up to 8, that also enables us for other damage options, because there's a lot of cards that scale off of her faith. Whereas, like, just getting shock out there, very good. This allows us to completely replace our starting shock cards. You could argue that now all of them are shock concoction, or whatever the hell they name it, the shock potion that does 1 for 2. And it's pretty much just got a free upgrade. But I would rather have cards that actually like do something in my deck, besides just apply 1 shock, or 2 shock in this case, because now every card in my deck is 1 shock. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is the average shock per deck in our deck goes to at least 1 now. Whereas right now it's like, what, a 0.6 or something? Just doing math off the top of my head. So, this just makes our deck more consistent and allows us to not have to worry about, oh, well, do we have a shock card in our hand, stuff like that. Priestess Tunic being able to shield for up to 16 just by its effect alone and not any other cards. As you saw there, when Bjorn gets to the point to where he's tanking a lot of attacks, he gets his toughness out, and then you get free shielding on him. It pretty much just negates issues, and it makes him a very good solo, maybe duo lane tank. And That's exactly what Tara wants. It's she wants somebody who can actually like solve that problem for her. I think I'm gonna take this. Pre-upgraded Moonray? Oh baby. Void Touch is also incredibly good. Same reason with the last run, right? Just being able to put 3 leech onto something and then have everyone just bombard it can easily solve for healing. So, like, consider it this way, right? Melee is supposed to be doing 1 for 6 on common. This is obviously rare. So this should be doing 12 damage. And you lose an entire, like, AP of damage just to apply to leech. And then you don't really get that leech elsewhere, but as we saw, Celeste's heal for 1 AP is 4. So theoretically speaking, that's the going rate of a heal. It's also the going rate for shield, right? It's about, shield is about 1 for 3 or 1 for 4, depending on what you're looking at. So 2 leech, in order for it to be worth like 1 AP of healing, you have to use another 2 cards on it, which at 2 AP is very difficult, but this isn't necessarily for the person who's using it. Everyone gets access to this, right? It's like shock for healing. Just think about it that way. We have Tara, who's ranged. Celeste is over in the left lane. She can't always get over there to heal Tara. So we put this down in front of, in the middle lane, which we're usually trying to burst down anyways. And so Tara just has to shoot like 2 arrows over there, and we've basically gained 1 AP of healing. And then this card is paid for itself. Now, of course, it's upgraded, so all she really has to do is hit it like twice, and we've got almost 2 AP worth of healing. But I don't really judge cards by... Obviously, when you find them upgraded, that's a big deal. But I generally judge cards by their unupgraded version because that's the air quotes, like, base rate. And then some cards just upgrade better than others, mainly due to the mechanics of this game, or just that the devs decided that, oh, okay, we're going to upgrade this card by like 80% instead of like 50% like most cards. We just increased our cap. Moonray would also be very good, and I'd feel bad for skipping this. But as I said, like, this is significant, and I think that we're going to grab this. It's also going to help out Bjorn, right? If we have 2 Reckless Blows in our hand and this, Void Touch first, 2 Reckless Blows, all we lost was like, what, 2 health? And now he's starting to act like Lazar instead of how he is right now, right? Quick Draw, kind of good. We don't really have necessarily good arrows. Berserker Strike, do we now need access to another lifesteal? I'm not entirely certain on that. But this is pretty much the same premise, right? If we use Reckless Blow and then this heals for 6 at least. And then that's pretty much just 2 hits off of Strike. It might actually be better for us to keep him healthy. Or have him be this lifesteal version so that he can like not get blocked. Take a crap ton of damage. At the start of the turn, he's going to be the lowest health. He might have toughness. Celeste pops her shield on him. And then he just like life leeches back up, and then we do it again. I think actually we do take Berserker Strike. Question is, how do we work it in? Do we want it to be... Maybe we want him at 12 cards, in which case we're fine for now. Want the Pommel Strikes, because that's currently part of our strategy. The Axe Cuts obviously help. We could get rid of these, but... To get rid of Axe Cuts, just to put in a Berserker Strike that may or may not work, depending on if we have Reckless Blow or Blood Armor. Which is 50% of our deck if we get rid of those, actually. Then we have no purple damage besides Void Touch. That's crazy. I think we do it. We can at least try it, right? Ugh, I can't believe I just walked past 2 holy rays, though. Especially with how we're set up. We need to look for holy rays now. In fact, I think if I hit either one of these, it's going to lock us out. I think we also take this battle just to get this shopkeeping done, right? We'll go here. Gain a new ability. Now this is obviously the cleanse. It's not really good because we have the global cleanse. So it's actually like really bopping us on a lot of these. Tara shouldn't be the one shielding. It might be that we take this for now just to like protect her because again she's over in the other lane and we can't really get there. I'll need to figure out where Zora's long sight is. I believe it's a Uzir relic because the ability to be able to cast like shielding on her from the left lane would be very useful in this setup. Otherwise, Luminous Lance is insane. I seriously think that I take this. Like, its rate is good, and it's like, oh, okay, you lost 1 damage just because, like, you have to combo in order to apply blind. I'll take that. Thank you. Ooh, Boomerang Toss? Boomerang Toss would be on Celeste, though. That's not as good. Now that we've slimmed our deck down, I could see Revenge. You could also see us picking up this Shatterwood arrow, just to be able to, again, like, really get some damage in there, because we just start replacing her Obsidian arrows with these. And then we're critting all the time. There's effects that happen when you crit, so then we would be able to incorporate those into the deck. The fact that we have this here is very good. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I've seen some bug reports that Boomerang Toss is actually not echoing. And again, like, not to blame them on the Discord because they haven't been like knees deep in the game. Nobody ever specifies if it's Boomerang Toss Plus or Boomerang Toss Normal that is bugged. But I'm not going to spend in this run 188 gold to test that. Oh no, 1 to 3 poison. It's actually a good area for us. If only I cleansed every other turn. This is actually a little bit suffered though, not gonna lie. Get this out there. I don't need to do that. Let's do this. Why did you gain extra shield? Oh, because he's got the buckler. This is admittedly going to make a very bad day on him. Oh, unless, is this the cleanse turn? It's not. Gonna deal like no damage. Which is pretty suffer. We're not using that. I don't actually want that man dead. Seems a little unintuitive, but no one's wounded, so this should work. Stuff. And now, oh, because the shield applies afterwards, or the spirit, so it will not apply to the shield due to the order. Is that because it goes left to right lane? Interesting to see, actually. Then, of course, he's unable to move to this lane. Rip. I think he's just gonna chill there. Kill. This will kill. Oh, that's perfect. This is not perfect. Fortunately, we will not be able to kill him. Still counts as a kill, I guess. Okay. Game, please. Don't make me skip another moon ray, please. Oh, no, no, no. Poison coating, though. No, we need Moonray. I'm going to replace a light flash with that because it's basically the same deal. Just over an hour. Let's just go ahead and get these chores here done. Oh, we've got tons of campfires lying around. The poison is tempting, but we already produce quite a bit of poison. Not sure that another 4 poison's really going to tip the edge. Especially since so many enemies here are green resistant. I think honestly the Dragon Breath potion might be the play. Because here that's guaranteed damage. Got here power we don't really use, besides I guess we could put that on Bjorn, but for what purpose? Shield all allies is very good, pointable shield is very good, and then 8 void damage to all enemies is very significant. Very good shop. Nice card pile. Goes on Bjorn. We've got Massacre, we've got Overhead Smash, and another Berserker Strike. This is looking very good. So, Massacre is actually fitting our strategy now. Overhead Smash fits our strategy. question is can we actually get this? Let's put these together. A little OCD there. Can we actually get to the point where this really feels good? This would actually be a very good setup for, what is it? Rampage. We could get some card draw in here, which there's actually quite a bit of it in Anador. Then we would be able to play a lot of these cards and then gain a lot of Massacre on our turn. This is going to be a little bit weird though, because Massacre takes 2 AP, and if we have 5 Rage at the start of our turn, we lose all of it, and we gain Toughness. However, obviously that really stifles our plan. So we have to almost set ourselves up to have 4 Fury, gain a whole ton, and then pay out with this, which actually sounds, now that I think about it, that's quite difficult. Maybe Massacre comes out of the deck. For now. We'll have to keep an eye on exactly how much rage we have at all times. But at least we have it here if we find out that we didn't have the option of skipping it and then lamenting that we didn't have it. I really want to get rid of some of these cards, but we kind of need everything here. I think maybe we put an Axe Cut in there anyways, just for some reliability. Okay, we got the Alchemist, the Trainer we already got, Capital. We got a Camp. We could use this to heal, take this, upgrade something here. Put it over here. This is a minion. This is a minion. Those could be pretty good. Worst case scenario, what we can do is we could use a couple of oracles to beeline our minions straight for legendary. There's only 3 legendary minions, and they up tier into minions, not their color. And so you can guarantee that you're going to get 3 specific minions, 2 of which are very good. Especially for our setup here. Anyways, this is looking like a good place to stop. Hopefully it was a good start of the run. As always, be sure to leave down in the comments below if you want how you feel like this run is going to go. How do you feel about the team comp? How are we currently set up? And then of the other usual, any other sorts of feedback, any comments, questions, concerns, misplay alerts, you can go ahead and put those down there as well. And until next time, I'll catch you guys around.